Okay. Oh shit!
I'm sorry. Yo, yo, you had me weak, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry.
Oh, shit. All right, lock in. Welcome back to the Shred the Spread podcast, our first video episode. For everybody who's stuck with us for all the previews, thank you so much. Thank you for all the love and support. We have finally made it to the regular season. We've got Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday, and we get to go all over again. We finally made it. Before we dig into our week one preview, let me bring on my co-host, my right-hand man, my dude. I know what's going on, man.
What's going on, my guy? That felt good to do that on camera for the first time. I mean, what's going on? We got a lot in store for y'all today as far as when it comes to the previews this week. Oh, by the way, real quick before we get further on, shout out to my Miami Hurricanes, the best team in fucking Florida, which is, boy, you seen DJ Ukulele? Yeah, that's some trash. That boy's some trash. But let's get into it, man. I'm ready to dive into week one, get this finally started for the very first time. Excuse me if I look uncomfortable as shit. This is something very new.
Oh, yeah, 100%, dude. This is, I mean, awkward is probably an understatement, but, you know, we're doing the same thing just in a different visual. So,
right.
It's going to take a little bit of getting comfortable, but, you know, got to start somewhere. So, without further ado, let's get right into it.
Let's go.
NFL is back. Week one, we have the Ravens and the Chiefs. The Ravens, now on our contest lines lock every single Tuesday, sometimes Wednesday. We're on DraftKings. 5 picks against the spread every single week. That is the same contest Donnell and I played in last week. We also have our Survivor, but we will give our Survivor picks out Thursday, Friday. So you will expect 2 episodes a week. Our preview show, which we go down every single game for the week. And then we give our 5 favorite picks against the spread. We are competing, I think, right now in our contest, there's 1,500 total people. I think first place gets like $25K. So nothing too shabby. But we also have a Survivor, as I mentioned. Let's get right into the first game, Dino. We have the Ravens and the Chiefs. Yeah. The Ravens traveling to Arrowhead. Chiefs are 2.5-point favorites at home. Talk to me. What you thinking?
This is gonna be one of them gutted out games. I feel like we're gonna have basically a kind of another repeat of what the AFC Championship game looked like. A lot of defense going on. I expect the Ravens to run the ball for the first fucking time. I mean, they ran the ball 3 times in that game, which is absolutely ridiculous. They've been criticized all offseason for it. So I expect a change in pace when it comes to the offense. Expect more running to go on. I feel like that's gonna help the Ravens out throughout the game. Hollywood Brown being out. That does a lot and puts a dent into that receiving core for Patrick Mahomes. I mean, we get it. Patrick Mahomes is God himself. But at the end of the day, even God needs his disciples to have help. You know, so at the end of the day, I feel like this is a vengeance game for Baltimore. I feel like they have a little bit more of an edge. Even though it is in Kansas City, right now I'm leaning towards Baltimore plus 2.5. I feel like they're going to play with a chip on their shoulder. I feel like the offensive game plan is going to be a lot different. It's going to be a different look for Steve Spagnuolo and that defense compared to last year. So that's really what I'm expecting. I expect Derrick Henry to probably have a pretty damn decent game. He's going to run the ball probably at least 15, 20 times.
Listen, me and you talked about this the last 2 seasons. I'm surprised that you went. I'm not surprised that you went that way. But based off our collective
experience
processes, we've always pretty much said if you get the Chiefs under field
goal, Patrick Mahomes, gotta take it.
Now listen, we don't have to play this in the contest. It's the first game of the season. I'm more than happy to sit this one out and watch from a distance. However, I mean, a little bit to back you up, Lamar 12-1 against the spread as an underdog. Harbaugh 12-4 against the spread in every single week 1 game. So last 16 seasons, that's what, 75%?
75%, yep.
I mean, I don't love this at all, but if I'm forced to take a side, I have to lay the points.
Back the guy, yeah, 100%.
Obviously, our next episode, we're not going to record it till Thursday night. So we'll put this one on the back burner. We may come back to it. Obviously, if we want to put it in the contest, then we're going to have to give it out on this episode.
Right.
But we're on different sides. No need to force it. There's several games to look at. We have a full slate. So, okay, we're starting on the opposite side. But if this is a seesaw for me, I trust
Right,
me.
yeah.
If it was 3.5 or 3, I'd be on the Ravens. But
It's-
because it is under a field goal,
Felt that. Felt that, yeah.
laying more than a field goal, I'll go with the dog. So
One thing you know about me, like I said, I'm a story guy. Story, the plot kind of depends and picks kind of depicts and shows on my picks. So yeah, like that's the only thing about it. Like you said, we usually take Patrick Mahomes under a field goal any day of the week, but I just feel like this is a game we may need to probably stay away from.
okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. Let's move on to the Packers and the Eagles. We have the Brazil game, which a lot of these players don't seem very fond of. This is another game that I don't necessarily love. However, they threw a minus or a -1.5 up there for the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
I will say there's way too many unknowns with travel. Players don't seem to be on board with this game. It's similar to the Chiefs, in my opinion. Like, I feel like under a field goal, I kind of want to take the Eagles. Over a field goal, I want to take the Packers. Again, I don't love it. We don't have to put it in the contest. I'm gonna obviously have some bias. I know you're really hot. I mean, we're both big on Jordan Love.
Yeah,
Probably a little bit more than me. What are you seeing in this game?
Honestly, like I said, I kind of feel this. Like I said, seesaw. Like again, this is a neutral site as well. This is not Philadelphia. This is not Green Bay. Like you said, this is Sao Paulo, Brazil, and players can't even leave the hotel or the resort wherever they're staying at because the violence is so high. So vibes are going to be low. Vibes are going to be very low. Like I said, I am high on Jordan Love, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like I'm even higher on Philadelphia. Like let me not say for some reason. Okay, they're fucking great. Okay, they're fucking pretty damn good. All right, Javier Roseman does his job each and every week. So at the end of the day, like I said, I probably won't pick really a huge side on here, but if I had to look, man, -1.5 for Philadelphia with that offensive talent. We don't know. I mean, the Green Bay defense is still a little bit of an unknown compared to other teams this Philadelphia is going to face. So this talent against possibly a pedestrian defense could get ugly. So I would lean more towards -1.5. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm going to say take a step back.
Yeah. Now, I mean, dude, I almost want to put this in the contest, but I'm not
Right.
trying to get it too ahead of myself. I mean, it is a completely different, not completely different, but it is quite a different dynamic. Aaron Jones kind of dual threat. He could run up the middle. He was catching passes out of the backfield. A.J. Dillon out for the season.
Out for the season, yeah.
They have Josh Jacobs, who is coming off a really kind of down year for the Raiders. He's coming into a situation where the offensive line is not that great. I'm down with putting the Eagles in here.
We gonna talk. Let's put it like that. Yeah, we gonna talk. Yeah.
This is another one. So normally we give out all of our 5 picks on the next episode, but we're running to an odd situation here with a Thursday and Friday game.
Right.
Because usually we just have the one game that we just have to worry about, and we kind of generally we don't even play the Thursday game in the contest, but we have 2 games, and I'm just gonna say the dogs are barking for me this week. I don't know what you're liking.
Yeah,
I like an uncomfortable amount of dogs. So
well, let me put it like this: there's only one home dog in this contest. So I mean, Indianapolis. I think Indianapolis at home is +1.5. That's the only underdog at home this week. So I mean, the dogs should be barking because I don't feel like every home team is really the best available team this week. To be honest.
Okay, let's move on. We have the Panthers and the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Did I skip anything?
No, that's the next one.
Okay,
that's the one.
We got the Panthers and the Saints.
Go ahead.
It all comes full
Go
circle.
ahead.
It all comes full circle, Donnell. You know I was all over the Panthers last year. You know I gave out a Panthers of the Flyer for this preseason.
Mm-hmm.
I like this Panthers team this year. That's not going to change. I'm just going to say a few words here. Dennis Allen is a favorite. Okay. Haha.
I mean, yeah.
This is a 2 birds, 1 stone type of play, Donnell.
Yeah.
You fade the coach.
Mm-hmm.
You fade the team.
Mm-hmm.
You take the Panthers, who are getting way too many points here.
In a division game. Come
So
on now.
not only am I high on the Panthers, I'm also getting a bet against the coach with the worst record against the spread in the NFL as an active head coach. So, I mean, I like this a lot. You know I
Uh,
do. I'm sure you're not surprised.
uh,
This would be one of my favorite plays.
mhm.
What are you thinking?
It's one of mine. It's one of mine. And it was crazy is when I first saw because what got me was the number at plus 4.5. This is
Mhm.
division. You know how I feel about division games. We pass 2 key numbers, 3 and 4. So like that. So we got 2 key numbers there. And on top of that, a New Orleans team, do we expect it? I mean, we expect a down year from the Saints this year. We don't really expect much from the Saints this year. And hey, man, you can't get if you're Bryce Young last year, you can't get anywhere. You can't get worse. That was probably rock bottom. They put more talent around him on the outside. The defense looks completely different, but it's a little bit of a change. It doesn't really help. I mean, it doesn't really matter anyway because Derek Carr's the quarterback and Dennis Allen's the coach. And I don't know what's up with Kamara. Honestly, I haven't heard anything from Kamara about anything like that. They lost Michael Thomas, new receiving core. They got Olave, but it seems to be the only consistent thing you got going for you.
Yep.
And to be honest with you, like I said, this Carolina team's going to be hungry, especially a division game on the road. I get it, New Orleans, at home, I understand, I feel it, but I just feel like Carolina got some grit, got some little bit more talent around them. I feel like it's going to be a rejuvenated franchise to start the week off. This will be one of those games where they might actually come back, win a game, surprise people for the first week. This is one of those setups.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think this is like a 13-17
Yeah,
game. Either way you flip it.
right.
I'm taking the points. I love this game, dude. I mean, I hate how much I love it. I'm not really trying to have the Panthers break my heart week 1, but I mean, Panthers. Would you be shocked if they win this game?
No, absolutely not.
I agree with you. I think this number should be 2.5.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Just based off the situation. We really don't know what the Saints have. I mean, the Panthers can, like you said, only can get better here. Deontay Johnson in that offense, you get a little bit more speed, a little bit more spread.
Mm-hmm.
New defensive coordinator in Carolina. So, I mean, yeah, they lost Brian Burns, but realistically, that team needed more than just a player. They needed a coach. They needed a coach, a culture, a scheme. So, I'm with you, dude. Fuck, we're gonna put the Panthers in week 1. Let's move on to a game where just letting you know right now, I'm kind of washing my hands with it. Titans and Bears. Titans plus 4.5 at Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
When I looked at this, I was like, oh, you got to take the Titans. But then I kind of sat back and I'm like, what the hell am I even talking about? Like, there's no way in hell I'm putting $1 on this team. Like, Will Levis, I don't even know where to start here. I mean, they got Tony Pollard, but like, how is he going to get any production? Like, this team is always going to be in 2nd and long, 3rd and long. I mean, unless Will Levis can go out there and throw for 315 yards, I don't see them winning this game. I mean, Caleb Williams, this is going to be his first game, and he's literally going to look like he's in a different realm than Will Levis. So, the Bears probably roll here. I've got this number at 6, so I have a little bit of value on the Bears. However, I'm not too fond of anything here. What are your thoughts?
Proceed with caution. Proceed with caution, right? I mean, and as I said, and it speaks matchup. This is Caleb Williams' first game, but he's probably going against one of the worst defenses in the league, and they give up big plays all last year, and they probably will this year. So it's a matchup made in heaven, I think, for Chicago because you got Will Lettuce and Tomato, wherever the fuck, Will Lettuce, Mayo, Tomato, all that, wherever the fuck you call him. You got him playing quarterback with an aging receiving core. Is DeAndre Hopkins even going to start the season? Is he planning to start the season?
He's like LeBron James of the NBA, man. He's got a Q tag every game.
Yeah, Q tag every game. But yeah, like you're going with an aging receiving core. I mean, I get it. Calvin Ridley's decent. DeAndre Hopkins is not the same as what he used to be. And your playmaking running back is Tony Pollard. No offense to Tony Pollard, but this is no longer the O-line you used to be behind in Dallas, and this is no longer the number 2 position you used to be back then. This is a whole different type feel. I feel like this is going to be one of those rude awakening for the Tennessee Titans. And that's not understand, too. It's in Chicago. Chicago's culture is completely different. I mean, climate is completely different from Tennessee. So,
it's going to be a packed house. First
game. Oh, yeah, bro. It's going to be so much hype. I feel like the Bears is back. That's going to be like the biggest theme this game. So, like I said, I feel you. Definitely you definitely run that 6 range I put points on. But yes, just proceed with caution because, rookie quarterbacks.
I think for those of you guys who like to play money line parlays, Bears seems pretty safe to
Yeah,
me.
there you go.
I
Right.
mean, I've got the Titans down there with the Patriots and the Vikings to have the
Hmm.
worst record in the NFL. That obviously can't happen if they win this game. So, yeah, I like the Bears. Not going to play it. Definitely not going to be a contest play, but just something to look at.
Exciting.
Let's go here, Donnell. The Texans are traveling to Indianapolis to face the Fighting Colts. Colts are plus 1.5 at home. I saw this line. Now on the books, we're kind of getting the shitty end of the stick here because on the books, the Colts are plus 2.5. This Shane Steichen offense last year really opened your eyes what he was able to do with Gardner Minshew. The Colts played the Texans tough. Remember they played the last game of the season. It took the Texans to win like on the last play of the game or something to win. Go through the playoffs and stuff. I'm begging this on the regular book outside the contest to get a 3. I mean, if the Colts can get to plus 3, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I'm not going to be able to help myself.
Right.
The public is all over Houston, rightfully so. I think a lot of people are out on Anthony Richardson just because of his injury last year, and 2 of the first 3 or 3 of the first 4 games he played, he was injured or playing half, and the guy was putting up points in like a lot very fast. So I will say the one thing that I already like the Colts in the spot, and then just kind of like confirmation bias. I saw divisional underdogs in week 1 are 65% against the spread. That makes me like it even more. So, I mean, this division, as you remember the last few years, the home team was always finding ways to cover the spread. So, I like the Colts here, maybe a little bit too much. What are you thinking?
Really, for me, like I said, I wouldn't really mess with this game too much because I do like the Indianapolis really a lot, but this is more of a caution for those bettors that Houston 1.5. I get it. The hype is real with Houston. All right, they got the weapons, they got Stephon Diggs and whatever you say, but that defense is still pedestrian. And as far as I'm concerned, this Indianapolis Colts team is on the rise. That RPO game machine like runs is no joke. It's no joke. And if you do think it's a joke, go back and watch Gardner Minshew run that. That's why he got that contract. He's playing in Las Vegas right now. So before we get too pumped up on the brakes with C.J. Stroud in that game, this is going to be a way closer game. And like I said, guys, one thing that's big with me, it's a division game. This is going to be a hard-fought game. I feel like Vegas was literally salivating for people to take that 1.5. And I feel like it's really be a little too low for comfort for as far as I'm concerned. So, just be aware that Indianapolis team is going to be really good. I think they're going to prove it this week. So, yeah, like I said, if it gets to 3, whoo, taking it.
Yeah. I mean, it's locked in at 1.5 in the contest.
Well, yeah.
I still like it.
Mm-hmm.
I still like it. Maybe I'll be able to talk you into it a little bit more, depending on what else we got. But yeah, I like the Colts this week, dude. I just play in history. Let's go to the Cardinals and the Bills. We got the Cardinals plus 6.5 traveling to Buffalo. Buffalo just shy of a touchdown favorites. This is a tough one. It's really depending on what you're gonna get from this Cardinals offense. I just really don't know what to expect from really this Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. duo. This is going to be interesting. I don't want to lay the points with the Bills by any means. I think if I had to lean to a side, I'd probably take the Cardinals. But I feel like Cardinals are, I talked about and I gave them out as a flyer for the division. I feel like they're getting a little bit too much love for my comfort lately. This number I think opened up at like 8.5 or 7.5, whatever. Now, if it was 7.5, that's a completely different story.
Jumps that number.
6.5. I kind of just want to see what we're working with for week 1. I really want to see how this Bills team looks. Really want to see how the Cardinals look with this new duo. It's going to be interesting to see how the Bills can cover a spread offense with a mobile quarterback and James Conner, who ended the year really hot last year. Matt Milano not there for the Bills. The Bills' offensive line, a couple question marks. They should be a little bit better than last year, but the defensive line is what I'm really worried about. If they can't get pressure on Kyler Murray, it might come down to a dogfight, last possession type game. So I really just want to kind of see how Kyler Murray moves around, see if he still got it. Really want to see if he can connect with the deep ball a few times with Maserati Marv, but I don't think I want to touch any sides on this game. What about you?
Nah, 100%. This is a game where this is literally a game where you sit back and watch and you test out to see how this plays out. You know,
Mm,
this is the bet. This is what the game you see for your betting future in a way because. I'm high on the. So trust me, you guys heard me. I'm high on the Buffalo Bills winning the division, all that is concerned. But I cannot push aside the questions and concerns. Like you said, what Jared is right. That D line has to be able to put some pressure. And with Kyler Murray, I don't know if it's Kyler Murray's back or if that little motherfucker is still moving because that little motherfucker can move. That boy can move. So it's a mix of how's this defense going to play? Are they going to be able to live up without Matt Milano? Is this offense going to be even remotely close to even putting up points without Stephon Diggs and allow those weapons now? Can your number one receiver be Keon Coleman, a rookie? Like, this is so many questions you have to cultivate to kind of make a decision on this. I personally, like I said, caution. Just if you want to bet it, by all means. I can't even pick a side. That's how tough I am right now. This week one. Fresh start, everybody's new clean slate. Ken Dorsey is the offensive coordinator now for the first full time throughout the offseason, so that's another thing to look at. So too many variables, man. You just I would just kind of stay away from it.
yeah, just a little feel out game. Don't gotta touch it.
Right.
Let's move on to the Patriots and the Bengals. This number is 9.5 in our contest. Bengals large favorites at home. Still dealing with that Jamar Chase contract. Really, really wish they would have gotten that done because I know you and I are really high on the Bengals this year. Really, really hope they get that done. I'm talking like today.
Yeah.
I
Next
saw that
5 minutes.
Jamar Chase. I saw Jamar Chase wants 1 penny more than Justin Jefferson. Dude, I mean, I get it, but Jesus Christ, man! Like, I think collectively, the T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, I think they understand that this might be their best chance at a championship this year. Going forward, it's only going to get more difficult. Players are making more money. The contracts kick in. They got to pay people. And obviously, they're going to lock up Jamar Chase. They're not just going to let him go.
Yeah, no.
But they need to get the shit done better than now than later. You don't want this shit to bleed into the season. You finally have Joe Burrow, who's healthy for one preseason, the first preseason of his career. He's actually healthy for. And we're throwing it away because of contract negotiations. So this team really needs to figure it out, get this contract, get him paid, and get on the field because, I mean, yeah, you have the Patriots the first game, which you don't necessarily need him out there for, but you need him out there to get the reps, get the chemistry back up. And you figure Joe Burrow missed the whole rest of the year last year. So, I mean, this isn't like they're coming off of a hot note. I mean, they have to rekindle that relationship in the physical play, you know, and live play. With that being said, 9.5. What do you do? Like,
right now,
way too high for the Bengals, who obviously struggle every year, and laying it with the Patriots. I mean, the Patriots might not score 10 points, and then it's just like, how is the defense going to play? They lost Judon. Shit.
They lost everybody. They lost a good amount of people.
Oh yeah, Barrymore. Like,
Barrymore's out, right?
Yeah, so there's too many pieces that I have to question. Now, granted, they do have a veteran quarterback back there. Probably better than Drake May for the first 2 or 3 seasons or 2 or 3 weeks. But going forward, I mean, what the hell does this team have to lose? They're projected to have the worst record in the NFL by a lot. They are heavily juiced. I mean, that's like, if you really want to invest, I think it's like 3-1 now. It was 6-1. They're down to 3-1 to have the worst record in the NFL. I mean, they're going to be who everybody targets against in Survivor. This could get ugly with or without Jamar Chase. I mean, there's no value here. Like, do you lean either way?
No, I don't lean left. I don't lean right. I sit straight up straight because I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck going on. Because, like you said, for anyone that says they're comfortable with taking the points with 9.5 New England is fucking crazy. All right, you're not. Let's be real, okay? Let's be real. You say that because it's week one. You hyped up. You know what I'm saying? You got your money ready. You done took out your 401k for this fucking week. I mean, yeah, maybe. But let's be real. New England, like you said, New England might have put up 10 points. And then as far as Cincinnati's terms, like, yeah, like they got enough talent to win this game without Jamar Chase. But what are you going to get without Jamar Chase? We don't know. And the only time I've seen that, Joe Burrow and the Bengals didn't do really nothing. And then, of course, he got hurt towards ACL with, Chase Young hit him that one punt. But other than that, like, we don't know what we're getting yet. And as much as I love Zach Moss, this is a brand new scheme. This is a brand new way, and I feel like he's gonna do well. But like I said, just take a step back and see, man. And who knows? Jamar Chase can get signed tomorrow, and all of a sudden this line fucking jumps. But who honestly knows? So just hey, man, just chill out, crack a beer, just be the one you put on the side.
Yeah, this definitely too many points either way. I mean, nothing feels great. I mean, the line's that high for a reason, but I mean, historically we like the big numbers.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just nothing to like from this Patriots team, dude. So, all right, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse. So let's move on to the Jags and Dolphins. Now, I will say, I'm way off this game. I don't want anything. Apparently, there's like a really bad storm going through. There's going to be like an egregious amount of rain, like monsoon. So, I mean, we see what Trevor Lawrence does. It rains. So, I don't know. There's just too many factors, too many unknown variables. I'm all for this game. Not betting it. Don't want to touch it for the contest. Did you have any, feeling either way, or you really haven't?
Nah, especially you said the weather's gonna be bad. But the weather being bad, I have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
I have no clue. Now, of course, we expect from Miami to put up offense. We get it. It's in Miami, it's in Florida. You're not getting a great value here. And Jacksonville can still come out from the waterworks, from the fucking top rope and fucking elbow your ass with a fucking 20-point half. And then all of a sudden cover. Like, this is what they're known for. And like you said, when it comes to now, when you just strictly have to run the ball depending on the weather, ETN is just as good as any of them. So now you become a ground game. It becomes a murky game. Who wins that? Like you said, nah, I agree with you. I wouldn't touch this. And just enjoy another Florida Classic because a whole bunch of fucking Florida teams are playing all in the same 10 days. So
yeah, I think if the weather was fine, I'd probably lean Jags, take the points. I really have high hopes for them this year. They kind of crumbled with that Trevor Lawrence injury last year. I think this team is still really good. Their defense is what worries me, but even if they did have a good defense, I don't think the Dolphins really have mismatches everywhere. They have too much speed, spread. They have a really good scheme. So I'm all for this. I'm not going to deal with the weather. I'm not going to deal with a bunch of question marks.
Right.
Now let's go to a game that we kind of foreshadowed in the preview.
Yeah.
Vikings and Giants.
Yep.
I said it. I said I got the Vikings to be the last winless team. I got the Vikings that I put them for the worst record in the NFL, and I also have them for their win total under. I warned you guys. I warned you in the divisional preview. I got an ugly game. I think we're going to have to do the ugly. Give me the Giants. Mm-hmm. How do you not fade Sam Darnold as a road favorite? Road favorite, Sam Darnold. Like you just see today, Brian Daboll, he's taken over play calling for this year.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
He's taken over play calling. Okay, let's see it. See what the hell you got. He knows his ass is on the hot seat. I know he's kind of got the unfortunate, stipulation where he's tied to Daniel Jones. But dude, you picked that damn job, so now his ass is on the hot seat. Like, you took that job. Now he's got to prove that it's not him. It's not the system, but it's the personnel, it's the people, it's the quarterback. He's got to let himself. He's got basically, he's got to pay his rent check. Like, he's got to come through. He's playing with house money, and now they're okay. Time to pay up. Like, you owe us something. So, I'm curious to see what they do. Malik Neighbors. I'm hoping we can see some type of Stephon Diggs-esque offensive scheme around him. The rest of the team, it don't matter. We need the Giants to win this game for a lot. I think they win. I mean, it's coming full circle. We got Sam Darnold, going back to the stadium where he said he saw a ghost. So,
ghost.
He's going to walk in that shit and bricks. Give me the Giants, man. What do you think?
Nah, Giants, baby. We banged on it. We banged on it early on. Like I said, I was rolling with you anyway. Now, real quick, I want you to tell everybody, where did this line start at? When we first eventually saw it, where did it start at?
Give me 1 second. I think when I loaded this thing up, it was Giants +2.
Giants +2.
So yeah. So actually, there is a Giants +2 out there. This says ESPN Bet. If you guys have that.
Right.
It's down to 1.5 at a lot of books, and it's also down to 1 at like Caesars. So there is some money that's coming in on
Yeah, and then
this Giants team
this
because
thing.
the
Yeah,
public is all over the Vikings. I mean, they're
yeah.
getting most of the tickets, they're getting most of the money. Um, so it's a pros versus Joes here. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people are just going to take the Vikings because they have the bigger names. They've
Right.
had the recent success, but
Mm-hmm.
Kirk Cousins is gone, man. Like
Thank you.
it's and the Vikings, they just lost their best pass rusher. So I know the Giants' offensive line isn't great, but this Vikings pass rush, I mean, how much pressure are they going to get on Daniel Jones? And I'm
Right.
hoping he can use his legs a little bit this year. I mean, Jesus Christ, that's one of his like biggest threats on the offense is getting outside the pocket. Maybe with no Saquon there, he uses his legs a little bit more and doesn't lean on him so much. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have Devin Singletary, who is a vet. He knows what he's doing. But I will say Aaron Jones on the other side for the Vikings, I don't know. I mean, they've got Aaron Jones and Singletary about equivalent for rushing yards. I think that says something. Like,
Yeah.
that says something. So I'm curious to see what happens, but I just think the Giants are getting a little bit more disrespect than they should. I think
Mm-hmm.
this team still can do it. Like, they have pieces. Like, Neighbors can be a huge X factor. This Vikings defense is so suspect. I just can't take any chances with them.
Yes, sir. Like I said, hey, I didn't have to do my damn job, my boy. Hey, I had to do my
I mean,
job.
I've been
But
on this. I've been on
yeah,
them for 2 months now. So
yeah, and then on top of that too, like I said, when we come down to it, what's the biggest thing we want to do? O line and D line, right? They have one of the best. Honestly, they have. To be honest, I'm not even going to cap. They probably have a potentially top 10 D line
that's what
because
I'm saying.
so like they're going to cause havoc. And one thing, like you said, if Sam Darnold see a ghost, you don't want to see a 250, 260 pound grown man coming to his face either. So that lets you know a
A
lot.
couple of
I
them at
mean,
that.
yeah, bro. Like and Dexter Lawrence. That boy is second to none, probably one of the best defensive tackles in the league. I mean, I ain't gonna even keep it a
And now you got
buck.
Brian Burns back there. I
Brian
mean, that
Burns right there
that
next to him.
that team is that
Kayvon
team.
Thibodeau to go with that.
They're
Like,
going to get pressure. Like, they're going to
mhm,
force Sam Darnold to make errant passes. It's just going to
right,
be, can you get Justin Jefferson under 100 yards? Like,
right.
it's going to be the Giants defense versus Justin Jefferson, and I'll take my chances, especially with the Giants at home, man. Like, I gotta do it. Like, Sam Darnold hasn't started a game, and I mean, Jesus Christ. My thing is, if Sam Darnold couldn't survive in the easiest scheme with the 49ers, what the hell is he going to do in
Dude,
Minnesota?
exactly. And
So,
you think Kyle Shanahan's gonna let them go?
yeah,
Let a second round, a
Kyle.
second backup
I mean,
quarterback?
dude,
No, he wasn't doing that.
yeah,
Come on,
they
come on.
took Trey Lance, and he was like, nah, I want Brock Purdy. Like, I don't care that you just gave up so many assets. I want
Facts.
Brock Purdy.
That's facts.
That says enough. So,
That says enough.
yeah. Let's move on to the Broncos traveling to Seattle. The Seahawks are 5.5 home favorites.
My boy.
I mean, there's when you look in this game, I know, for those of you guys who listened to the preview, we talked about how bad the Seahawks offensive line was, but we also talked about how bad the Broncos defensive line was. The Broncos have the second worst pass rush defense in the league. So that's pretty much negated. Now it's just going to come down to personnel. You've got Kenneth Walker, who's been a workhorse. Bang. I like that matchup versus the Broncos defensive line. You got Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf on the outside, Jackson Smith and Jigba running down the middle. The Broncos middle linebackers, subpar. Now you got Patrick Surtain matched up with DK Metcalf. Okay, that's a good matchup, but nobody's there for Tyler Lockett.
At all.
Justin Simmons is gone from the secondary, so now we have one less piece of we have to worry about. Ball hawk. I think this is going to be a Tyler Lockett game. I don't see the Broncos winning this game. I really love this as a teaser piece. I think Seahawks are sitting at -6 at a lot of books, so I love to tease this down. If you guys are playing teasers, this is definitely a really solid teaser piece because I really like the Seahawks on the money line. I don't see the Broncos winning this game, Donnell.
Bro, I don't see the Broncos winning this game. I see the Broncos probably giving up 25 or 30 points. This is also the same Broncos defense that when Sean Payton said Nathaniel Hackett told me, what was he doing? I mean, I don't know, but he didn't give up 70 fucking points in the goddamn game and gave up average of 35 points to a 4-game stretch in the first 4 seasons. Matter of fact, you gave up 30 something to the Commanders. Only 3 teams have done that. Sorry, Eagles. But at the end of the day, we're talking about a whole personnel in the scheme of it. I got in. You talk about Lockett. What about and Jigba's about to drop him? I really think Jigba's going to drop 100. I think he might drop 100 this coming game. And then, like you said, Kenneth Walker against a porous D line. You might got to tweet him off. I don't 5.5. I ain't gonna lie to you. We're gonna have to talk more. Me, you might got to pull my teeth a little bit.
I will say, listen, there's one way we might play this in the contest. Let's make this simple. Rookie quarterback making his first start at the 12th man.
You're right. You're right. That's it right there, baby. That's money. That is money.
And on top of that, we got a new coach in Seattle who's already defensive minded, and he gets a scheme versus a rookie.
Nah, you talking a dangerous game. You speaking my language, baby. Hey, man, you speaking my language.
Damn, we got to get a damn favorite in this bitch.
Yeah, facts. That's a fact.
We got to get a favorite. So I think I like Seattle at home, and it's under 6.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say. You knocked it out the park when you said they're at home with a rookie quarterback. And no matter what, that's going to be a recipe for disaster. And as much as, and I don't give a fuck how much Sean Payton loves Bo Nix. Bro, Russell Wilson, come on. Like I ain't gonna get into that. Let's go on.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna be the horse.
Yeah, we don't need to hit that one. I think that's one we might be putting in the contest.
Yeah,
so.
No, we might.
It's a good number.
Yeah, it's a good number.
Let's move on to the Raiders and Chargers. I gave out the Raiders as a sleeper team. Raiders plus 3.5 traveling to LA to face the Chargers. I gave the Raiders out as a sleeper team, but this is honestly, now looking at it seems like a tough spot. I think the one thing before I jump on this Raiders for this spot, I kind of want to see how this culture is with Harbaugh. I want to see how the players play. I really want to see the splits at running back. I want to see how Lab McConkey looks. And I really want to see what this offense looks like with the Raiders because, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but, dude, apparently Brock Bowers has just not been participating in practice. Like,
oh, shit.
He's been a healthy scratch, apparently like his knee or ankle or something. Like, it's really weird. Like, yo, you guys got a game in like 4 days. Like, right. What do you mean you just healthy scratched him? Like, I have no idea what's going on. I mean, that's really it. I don't know.
It's funny. I'll actually add on to that. So I think Devontae Adams in an interview on Pivot or something like that. I forgot who it was. I believe it was Pivot. And he was saying his nickname for Brock Bowers was Businessman. I guess he tried to, and he said that because I believe like some of the jokes he'd be trying to say around him, he'd just be straight faced, whatever. I think that's more of a potential, like listen, now that you say that raised my eyebrow a little bit, when it comes to that. So
yeah, man, I win championships at Georgia, man. I ain't
facts. So when we gonna see, I think like you said, this is gonna be once again one of those games where this determines your betting future. You want to sit back and see what does the Vegas Raiders do? Did they come out strong? Did they build off the Antonio Pierce era and they ride over Jim Harbaugh? Or hey, Jim Harbaugh's in town, new sheriff, got the quarterback now, new receiving core. Like this is now going, like I said, take a step back, put the binoculars on, and just watch the game. Just watch the game. Relax. You ain't gotta do too much.
You kill me. Oh, shit. Yes. Yeah. I think the biggest thing is like this might be a statement game for Harbaugh, dude. Like,
right.
There may be a point where the Chargers go up by 2 scores early and they run away. I just don't think they have the personnel to do it. Like they're lacking explosiveness, in my opinion. Like I think it's gonna be a lot of ground and pound, like Michigan style, a lot of ground and pound, and then play defense. A lot of ground and pound, play defense. So that's why I kind of like this, but I think there's other dogs that we like.
Yeah, that will ride.
This might just be the odd one out, unfortunately. So let's move on to the Cowboys and Browns. Browns are 2.5 point favorites at home. Listen, I get it. We've got a shitty coach in Dallas, but we got a shitty quarterback in Cleveland. I know the Browns are insane at home for defense, and let's be real here, though. This line should be a pick 'em. It shot up to 2 with the CeeDee Lamb news, the holdout, but he's back. And, I mean, listen, I'm not trying to sit here and praise the Cowboys, but we know Dak is a regular season MVP caliber quarterback. He puts up numbers. That offense is high scoring. It got moved up to 2.5 from the holdout. Line has not corrected. Give me the Cowboys.
If you ain't gonna lie to you, if you want to be honest, if you told me that the Cleveland Browns would be favored over the Cowboys by 2.5 points, I would think you was fucking crazy. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest, and I get it. The game, like I said, it's a pick'em. This game is way closer than what it looks like. Like you said, the news with CD Lamb was huge for Dallas, but the running game is still a question, and we get it. The defense is great, but the Cleveland, like I said, the quarterback's in question in Cleveland. Nick Chubb is not back yet. So, like, what do we like? What am I seeing right now for me to say, "Hey, Cleveland, I got y'all's favorites"? Nothing. Nothing. And on top of that, Trayvon Diggs is back, and get it. He's a double move fool. He falls to a double move every time, but he's back along with Deron Bland. Like I said, I'm not too high on it, but at the end of the day, they're starting corners in today's league that show that they can produce each and every week. So I had to give them respect as far as that regards. And you telling me, okay, other than Amari Cooper's side, Jerry Jeudy's just a guy to me. I mean, I'm been past that whole stage with him. And yeah, like I said, I ain't gonna lie to you, both coaches are probably coaching for their jobs in this game in a little bit of a way.
That's true. I can see it. I mean, yeah. I think Stefanski's kind of got the short end of the stick because I don't think he necessarily I got a choice with Watson.
Right.
I think if Stefanski was like, who do I want to run out there? I think he's like, yo, go bring Joe Flacco back. I mean, please.
Facts.
Like, Joe Flacco and the Njoku duo.
Money.
Man, it was
money.
So to watch last
money.
Year. So I really don't see, like, points are going to be at a premium for the Browns. And you're asking me to cover 3 points? Like, I don't know. If you ask me what team has a higher chance to put up 3 touchdowns, it's by far the Cowboys.
Dallas, yeah.
So
Dallas.
I like the Cowboys. Plus 2.5 just seems wrong, dude. It just seems wrong.
Mm-hmm. It do.
So, I have a feeling we're going to be playing that shit too. My God, we got too many dogs. So
in fact, the whole fucking NFC fucking East.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because you know what's next?
The Commanders.
Yes, sir.
Commanders plus 3.5 traveling to Tampa. Now, Dynel, I know you want to take the Commanders here.
No, go ahead. No, be real. No, be real. Go ahead.
But no. This is anything against the Commanders. This is Mother Nature. They're getting the same shit Miami's getting.
Right. It's in Florida. Right.
So I also just kind of pushed it to the side. Too many unknowns. Now, I will say, when there's weather, where do you get the advantage? The quarterback being mobile.
Right.
That's just how football works.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, truthfully, even in standard weather, I think I lean the Commanders here. I take the points. I told you in the preview, I expect regression from the Bucs.
Right.
This is a start. Mm-hmm. The defensive line, you still got Vita Vea there, but like on the outsides are just aging. Like they're aging. But I think this is one that we kind of have to sit out, see what this team looks like. If it's a shit ton of weather, nobody's going to be throwing the ball. So it's going to be ground and pound. I don't know. So I'm staying away, but I think I know where you're going with this. If the weather's fine, you lean the Commanders, you take the points.
Well, yes, and we're certainly right. But sorry about that. But the biggest thing with me is and I had to be realistic with myself because at plus 3.5, when you see a number at plus 3.5 is your favorite team, new rejuvenation, that's like I said, it's exciting, But like I said, this is a roster with 56% of the people returning last year. So it's a complete new roster, complete new change, complete new scenery, complete new everything. And I don't want to sleep on Tampa Bay because at the end of the day, this team is also Baker Mayfield also went out and threw up 30 touchdowns last year. And as far as I'm concerned, we all know this, and I said in the preview, that secondary of the Washington Commanders is suspect. All right, I don't know what I'm gonna get. I don't know what I'm gonna get from them, and I can expect a lot of man-to-man for Tampa Bay, and I feel like that plays a lot. That will play more to the Commanders' hands. But like you said, if the weather's gonna be bad, we're talking about a different ball game. So, like I said, we're talking about the Miami game and that weather being bad out in Florida. Like I said, I wouldn't want to touch this. Me personally, I might fucking do it any fucking way because it's my team. Plus 3.5. I get a key number at 3, so I would take it. But for contest, for actual, what I'm saying, if you want to really be stand pat on here and be real with yourself, I probably wouldn't touch this. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, dude, I agree with you. If you're going to take a side here, Eileen Washington, also a really good teaser piece. You can get them up to 10.5 if you do a 7 point.
Ew.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Commanders here. I actually, believe it or not, I just bet Tampa to come last in their division.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
From first to last. That's
I'm not as high on them as everybody else. So it was a quarter unit, nothing crazy.
So real quick, on spot, what happens after that? Quarterback. You just signed your quarterback to 3 years. You signed your coach. Where do you go?
I think that's the problem, Dino. I don't think they necessarily have a long-term path here. I think it's kind of year by year, like Bowles and Baker. I mean, it's just like it's like that team just is like the epitome of mediocrity. So I think they're playing it year by year. But dude, I'm telling you, like that division is going to be rough. Like points are at a premium. None of those offenses are high scoring. It's at all. It's a lot of mediocre defenses and too much variance. So that's why I took the Panthers, and that's why I'm sprinkling a little bit on the Tampa to have a lot of regression because they just played way too above their heads. They
did.
So I'm expecting that to come down. Maybe not that much, but I think it was worth a shot. All right, let's go to the last game for Sunday: the Rams and the Lions. Golf in the Dome at home, -3.5. Golf most profitable quarterback in Week 1 against the spread in his career. I think Detroit has a really good defensive line. Rams O-line battling some injuries. Do you see where I'm going here?
Yeah, no, I get it. I get you. Because that's
you saw me. I was a little cold. Right. I was a little cold. I had some cold feet about the Rams in the preview. I think they still got a talented team, but I think this just gets to see full scale of how talented this Lions team is, especially indoors. I mean, they played last year, right? I think the Lions won by 3.
Yeah. Well,
I think so. Because I remember Stafford came back and they lost. I remember them losing.
Yeah. No, you're right. It was literally the flip-flop game. That's right.
Yeah, it was. Exactly. Because we were rooting for the Rams. I think we took the Rams. I don't think we had in the contest, but I think we took the Rams. We were really hoping Stafford go in there and ball out.
Right.
But that team was so beat up. The Rams were so beat up. So I mean, this defensive line on the Lions is kind of what's scaring me right now for the Rams backers. Like.
Right.
I like the Lions in this spot, dude. I think they have a chance to put up some points. I know they have Tre'Davious White, but what are their answers for Sam Laporta? There's a lot of pieces that are going to be running through the middle of the field that I just don't necessarily think the Rams have the personnel for that type of offense. I mean, realistically, like the Lions could put up 30 points here, and I would not be surprised. So I know Tre'Davious White is over there for the Rams now, but that's about all I like in that secondary. So I kind of lean the Lions here. What are you thinking?
No, Lions. I'm definitely in the Lions here. Considering the fact that, like I said, I like the Rams too. But Tre'Davious White is also an aging veteran corner who came off an injury once again this year and is about to go against a young-blooded Ron St. Brown. Nah, that's a mismatch. I feel like that's a mismatch in there. And the running back being versatile and Jahmyr Gibbs is going to give that defense fits. And when you can't sit on one read where you got to play the run and the pass, for any team that's a disaster. But for the Rams, that with Aaron Donald being gone, an aging secondary, it's going to be tough for them. It's going to be very tough for them, and I think it's going to be tough for them to keep up as well. We don't know 100% for sure what we're going to get out of Cooper Kupp, and I think he's going to have a great bounce back year. We don't know what we're going to get from him yet. Matthew Stafford still has to get warmed up right and ready. Even Puka Nacua dealt with an injury last year to end the season. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how this offense gets to a start for the Rams. I just feel like, especially at home in the Dome, Mo City, Dan Campbell, Mr. Go for it, Mr. 4th and 1, 4th and 2, 4th and 10. Don't matter what it is, he's going for it. And when you present those opportunities against a reeling Rams defense, it's going to cause problems, especially with that versatility.
Yeah, damn, dude. I think we're going to be on the Lions too.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Which I'm not mad about. Yeah. I'm not mad. I mean, just history. Like I said, golf in the Dome. That's where we made our money last year.
Oh, really?
And then he's the most profitable week 1 quarterback against the spread. I mean, shit, we already damn like him. Now we're just getting kind of like confirmation bias. So I like this Detroit team. I think this is a big game for them because a lot of people have, this team's in playoff mode. They have Super Bowl aspirations. This is a game that they have to handle, especially at home, because there is a chance that if the Rams make the playoffs, they'll be running into each other again. Right. So I think this is going to be a big statement game. And remember, Lions beat the Chiefs last year, week 1.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can do it. See if they can do it to the Rams too. So,
don't let Jameson Williams get going, because if that boy starts to get going in that offense, that's going to be very, very scary. As it was already scary offense. So he's been having a really good camp. I'm really curious to see how he fits in with that offense.
Right. All right, let's move to Monday night. We have the New York Jets plus 4.5 traveling to San Francisco.
Go ahead, young boy. Go ahead. Go on. Yeah, go on.
Jets.
Cut it up.
Now, listen, I will say, I loved this pick. Oh, man, I was begging Trent Williams to miss week 1. Oh, I was begging. Now, apparently, today was his first day of practice. Okay. It's going to take him a minute to get his steps going back. I mean, this Jets defense is still really, 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 really good. And like we talked about in the preview show for the NFC West, besides Trent Williams, this offensive line is nothing. Like, he is the anchor. He's the leader. And truthfully, if they attack the opposite side, I think they're going to get pressure on Brock Purdy all day. I know Ayuk is back. I know Deebo Samuel's back. They got Trent Williams, like McCaffrey. Like, they have a lot of pieces, but we got to remember, this Jets defense had them in every single game last year with Zach Wilson. So, I mean, what do you expect us to do? Not take 4.5? Like, that just sounds ridiculous to me.
4.5 with a defense like that. I mean, that'd be an indictment if you don't take that. And as far as I'm concerned, like you said, look at close games with Zach Wilson last year. Imagine what Aaron Rodgers is going to do when he slings that rock around to fucking Garrett Wilson and then sling it to Breece Hall, and Breece Hall has 100 rushing yards and he gets another 50 receiving. Like, they are, like I said, bro, when we talked earlier about the AFC East and I had the Bills, I said their ceiling, the Jets' ceiling is ridiculous. They can literally be eventual title contender. It's just a matter of, it all depends on Aaron Rodgers. And here's what I will say. That D line for the 49ers is not the same. Yes, they have Nick Bosa, but they lost Armstead. They lost Randy Gregory. They've lost who else? I mean, they lost a few other people.
They lost a lot of people. They did lose
on that D line, man. And that D line is no longer dominant to me. There's one dominant player on that D line. That's exactly what it is. So when you could put it in that perspective, the pressure is going to be there. It is going to be there a little bit, but it's not going to be as consistent, as dominant as we expect for these 49ers, and especially with Tyron Smith guarding that left side, and then their first round pick on the right side. So that's what it all hinges on, them outsides. I feel like they're in a better situation with only one dominant pass rusher instead of a whole platoon. So this is where at plus 4.5, we might gotta capitalize, my boy. I ain't gonna lie.
That's what I'm saying, dude. I really think this, especially with the Jets, with their mind on Super Bowl. I mean, they're Super Bowl or bust for the next 2 seasons. Yeah. So, dude. And another thing, this is the best offensive line Aaron Rodgers has had in his career.
Yeah.
They're rated. I think they're ranked 5th or 6th in the whole NFL. We're losing depth on for the 49ers. Everything screams, especially for the Jets standpoint. I think this is a big game for them. If they can win, they'll be taken a little bit more seriously. And I would love for them to do that because I would have gotten so much value on these preseason bets. Mm-hmm. I really am looking forward to the Jets coming out here and winning this game. I know a lot. Dino, I have a weird feeling that there's going to be a lot of buyback on the Niners. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be surprised if this gets 5.5 or 6. I think the Trent Williams and Ayuk news, everybody's going to be dumping back on the Niners and going against the Jets. And I tell you what, if the Jets get to 6...
Holy shit. You get
Please. I'm begging.
Drop half the check.
I'm begging. So I like the Jets in the spot already. I think, for those of you guys who are, a lot of people haven't even made their first NFL bet yet. That's going to happen Thursday for most people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of people are going to come in heavy on this Niners team. I think they're going to be the money line parlay. They'll probably tease it down. It's just a lot of the public is going to come in heavy on the Niners, and that's only going to give opportunity for us to jump back on the Jets side and get a better number. But in the contest, unfortunately, it locks at 4.5, so we'll probably play it at 4.5. So I think we can just go ahead and settle this right now. I think we can just go ahead and take the Thursday and Friday game out.
Yep.
I think we can just go ahead and do that, so we don't have to worry about it. So for those of you guys who want to follow our picks, we're not going to do the Thursday and Friday. So we'll record Thursday. Try to get it done before the Ravens game. So you can expect our picks episode to be out sometime on Friday, maybe really, really early Saturday, depending on how fast we can get it edited and posted. But don't worry about if we're going to be on the Thursday and Friday game, because we're not. We're just going to keep that out of the contest for this week. But a few spots, just kind of wrap this up. We kind of like the Panthers. I like the Colts. We'll talk about that a little bit more. The Giants, we've talked about. The Seahawks, we kind of came to fruition on. Cowboys plus 2.5, Lions, and Jets. So there are a lot of spots, a lot of dogs, but a lot of spots. And Dino and I will kind of get that we'll get that kind of solidified, and then we'll come back for our next episode with our 5 favorite against the spread picks for the contest. And then we'll also have our Survivor picks. So I'm playing in my own Survivor, and then Dino and I are playing in a Survivor together this year. Mm-hmm. So we'll go behind the scenes and we'll talk about it. So we will give out our Survivor pick collectively, and then I will give out my personal Survivor pick. I will say 9 times out of 10, it most likely would be the same. Mm. If Dino and I think it'll be a little bit later in the season where we possibly will be on the opposite side of stuff. Yep. And we'll have to kind of squeeze to get the same pick. That's kind of why I played my own too. But we will be giving out the Survivor pick. So we'll give out most likely 1, sometimes 2 Survivor picks a week. Hopefully we just go to the damn end and win them both. So.
Oh, shit. Damn,
that'd be nice. Yeah, so, this has been our first webcam video episode. Thanks you guys so much for checking us out and showing support. Mm-hmm. We will have our next episode out, our 5 favorite picks against the spread for our contest and our Survivor on the next episode. Dino, any last words for our listeners? You get to see his face now when he says it.
Same message as always, knuckleheads. This time on the video platform. Follow us on X at @ShredTheSpread_. Follow me at Dineasy, which is the handlebar right in the bottom. I'm kicking my finger right, but
boom,
right there. Yep. So make sure you give me a follow there. I'm definitely gonna post a lot more live updates on my bets, my picks. Trying to get more into the like I said, engaging with the social media world. I've really taken a step back, but now we're going full 100% force this year, guys. So definitely give me a follow, and let's keep this train going this year, bro. Let's keep the train going.
Yeah, NFL is officially here. By the time you guys see the next episode, you will most likely have already seen the Ravens game. So hopefully we might talk about that a little bit. Mm-hmm. But follow us on Twitter or X at @ShredTheSpread_. You can also follow me on Twitter at SVUCY2K. Mm-hmm. And then also follow us on TikTok at ShredTheSpread. We'll get some funny clips, some, whatever. So you can follow us on all the social media platforms. But until next episode where we give you our 5 favorite picks of the week, we'll see you.
Peace.